Today we're going to be talking about the influence of foreign media on African tourism. Well, as we all know, African tourism has a reach that can only be imagined. This is because up to now, tourism in Africa is not yet functioning at full capacity. Like any industry or any concept in life, public relations or lack of it is a vital part of its success or failure. There is the need to get the word out there on the availability of tourism in Africa. The continent receives the lowest share of tourist arrivals in the world, and fostering tourism in Africa requires creating a great awareness, and the media is a key factor to consider in the creation of such awareness. Malcolm X said that the media is the most powerful entity on earth and has the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent. And this is power obviously because it has the control to, it can control the minds of the masses. The media is a strong industry and on any economy and has the ability to talk to people or talk for people, teach people, and sometimes even think for the people. This means that their role, which is already crucial, gives them the omniscient quality that cannot be undermined. Africa as a whole cannot depend only on locally generated tourism, and foreign tourists are also required here. But the preconceived notion of Africa by foreign media sometimes stands in the way of international tourism and tourists. Outside Africa, there are many facts and fiction circulating about the continent, and this sometimes mars the beauty that may be found on the continent. Well, in a paper presented in the 6th Annual African Studies Consortium Workshop, Ruth Chavez addressed some evidences of modus operandi Western media organizations employ to specifically dump information, negative news, materials, information, reporting, or when communicating or disseminating anything concerning Africa. He further went on to explain that with the stroke of a journalist's pen that the African continent and our descendants are pejoratively reduced to nothing. On the other hand, little is said about Africa's strategic importance to industrialized nations, responsibility, importance and relevance to the world development, global technology, and the wealth of nations derived from African largesse. All these are not acclaimed in the media. Foreign media can both make or mar prospect of tourism in Africa. In 2015, CNN tagged Kenya as a hotbed of terror when Obama was to visit Kenya. This statement stirred worldwide reactions, particularly on the social media. Let's have a quick look at this video.
What is the single greatest challenge in taking on a trip like this?
This is one of the most dangerous trips that the president has taken during his administration.
More than going to Iraq, more than going to Afghanistan.
I believe so.
Our attention has been drawn to media report by CNN earlier today, seeking to discredit the status of Kenya as a secure nation. This announcement is based on lies and without verification. It demonstrates heightened irresponsibility by the media network and marks of arrogance.
That year, Kenya's revenue from its tourism sector dropped 3%, or to $837 million, this tourism minister, according to the then tourism minister. In Nigeria isn't left out here, as the tourism sector has suffered. Nigeria is being blacklisted due to the activities of the Islamist group Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country. Same goes for Cape Verde and so on. What I'm trying to point out here is that for tourism to begin to climb to the steady position in the economy in Africa, there's a need to change the narrative positively by balancing out the negative aspect of African realities with the beauty and good that is found on the African continent. This is essentially the kind of publicity Africa requires to promote tourism. Thus, local journalists need to be selective about their news content in order that a distorted picture of Africa is not painted, but a clearer, more realistic and true picture is broadcasted. By setting such a pace, foreign media may take a clue from the playbook of African journalists and follow suit in not only propagating what is wrong in Africa, but broadcasting a balanced report on the great, the beautiful, bad and ugly found on the African continent. And that does it for me this week on the travel segment.